Happy Monday, y'all. I know it's your favorite day of the week. I've mentioned this many times in the past. It's your favorite day because your sports betting account is back to zero. It is not in the red as of yet. I mean, it might be. It might be if you're one of those people who already bet on cricket in India or something. But for the most part, most people right now, their account is at that cool gray zero. Kind of like Buffalo yesterday, if you watched that Bills-Bengals game. Did you see that shot of the stadium from the blimp when it showed that stadium in Buffalo and like the surrounding neighborhoods? I didn't think it was possible for misery to actually come through the TV like Samara from The Ring to kill you. But I felt it. Oh, let's just say it wasn't looking at a shot of Pacific Beach. I'll just put it that way.
And I bet your Bumble pictures look good too.
Anyway, that's not why you guys are here. You guys are not here to debate whether sitting around in Buffalo on a random January weekend is a miserable experience. You guys are here for some nice Monday NHL sniffs. And good news, that's what I'm here to give you. Some Monday NHL bets. The first one I got for you. New York is a state where sports betting is legal, and it's a state where you can take advantage of the DraftKings Sportsbook promotion. You bet $5 on anything at all. Anything. They're going to credit your account with $200 in free bet credits that you can sprinkle around on anything that you want. You just got to be a new user, and you got to be in one of the states where sports betting is allowed and legal. And you got to be 21 years old. No scams, none of those, like those Cuban players where they just scratch a new number on their IDs, like Jose Contreras. You can't be one of those. What was his name? Danny Almonte. You can't be him. And if you got a problem, if you're making fake IDs just to gamble, you might want to call 1-800-GAMBLER, and they'll help you stop making cricket bets at noon on a Monday. Okay? Instead, you want to be making NHL bets at 5 p.m. on a Monday, and that's what I'm here to give you. The first one that I'm going to start with, it's an assortment of bets, including a game with a dismal team, a team that does not deserve any of your respect. I think it doesn't have any of your respect because Lord knows it doesn't have mine, and that's those New York Islanders. And if you think I'm going to say that, encouraging you, no, we're going to take it. No, we're not. We're not going to be taking the New York Islanders, losers of 4 straight and losers of a whole lot more than that in the long run. On top of just being overall losers, despite having Vezina-level goaltending, they lost Noah Dobson on top of not having Adam Pelech, who's their top defenseman, along with Clutterbuck and Palmieri. They are short so many forwards. They're losing games left and right. Now they're going up to Toronto, who I think is going to give them a nice solid waxing, and if not, just a nice solid loss, continuing where they've left off. You know my rule on puck lines. I normally don't take them unless the situation is right, and I refuse to take them if we're not getting plus money, but we are getting plus money. So I will take a puck line. You want to know why? Because I haven't seen the Islanders score an empty net goal in 25 years. So if they are down a goal, I actually trust that Toronto's going to be able to get that empty netter and clear that -1.5. But that ain't the only plus money bet that I got for you on this game. I also got first period, Toronto Maple Leafs. The Islanders are shuffling lines left and right. Nothing's working. But going into Toronto, look at how the Islanders played on their last road trip. They went down immediately in Seattle. They went down in Calgary, down in Edmonton. The only game they ended up having a lead in, despite they probably shouldn't have, was Vancouver. The way the Islanders have looked on the road has been beyond embarrassing. I would look for that to continue. I'll take the Leafs in the first period at plus money. We already got the Leafs puck line at plus money. Why don't we do a little more than that? I want the puck line total combo that you can access on DraftKings Sportsbook. Toronto -1.5 over 5.5. The Islanders ain't keeping anything out of their net, and they might be able to pop 1, 2, 3 in there. I wouldn't be surprised if the final was 5-3, 6-3. Last game was 5-2 against Carolina on their own home ice. I'm going to take that puck line total combo with the Islanders and the Leafs. The other game I'm going to be looking at is the Dallas Stars and the Buffalo Sabres. I don't care who the Dallas Stars are about to play. I don't care if they're playing the President's Trophy winning Florida Panthers from last year who were scoring a bunch of goals. I really don't care if they were playing the Colorado Avalanche of last year. If you register back-to-back 4-0 shutouts. I'm taking the under in the following game. I don't care. You know my theory on defensive chemistry. I believe it rolls over from game to game, which is why you saw what? A 4-0 shutout followed by what? Oh, a 4-0 shutout. And I like that to continue in the next one. Not necessarily a shutout, but that defensive chemistry I think will persist from game to game. But now you're thinking, but they're playing Buffalo. Buffalo can score in bunches and they have an awful defense. Well, yeah, the awful defense will worry me a little bit, but I'm not worried about that quote-unquote offense for two reasons. Number one, I told you last week that they have one of the most unsustainable shooting percentages in the entire NHL. Translation, they kind of got lucky in the first half of the year. They're shooting at a higher rate than they normally would if you play that out over like 500 games. Number two, it's the Buffalo Sabres, and I trust that they can be shut down. I really, this has more to do with Dallas, who we've seen go on great defensive stretches in the past, than it does with the Buffalo Sabres. So I'm going to take Dallas. You want to take Puckline, fine. You want to take the under, fine. You want to take money line, fine. I'm good with that all across the board. And then lastly, because there aren't a lot of games on this Monday night, I'm going to go with the under in the Calgary Flames versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. The reason I don't want to take Calgary in this one, I know they're coming off a nice daytime win against the Tampa Bay Lightning, have a little extra rest because that was a day game. I just don't like that Columbus won the last two games. Awful opponents. I mean, I told people actually to take them on Saturday when they played the Ducks. Ducks are just the perfect team to bet on when they're playing another bad team because you get a price, but they're so bad that they're even a level under the Columbus Blue Jackets of the world. But they beat the Sharks and they beat the Ducks. Yes, two bad teams, but I just don't want to bet against a team who won 2 in a row. Maybe they have a little false confidence. However, I will bet on them to go under 6.5. I don't care that they scored a bunch of goals against those bad teams. That really means little to nothing to me. But Calgary, we've seen them go stale in the past. They've scored a little bit more lately. But in a game like this, Calgary, Columbus, no, I'm going to take the under. And if I'm wrong, so be it. But that's the only kind of thing that I feel comfortable about in that game. And those are the bets that I got for you on this Monday. Really appreciate you guys coming back. Happy you've stuck around. Very appreciative that all your viewership and continued watching and subscribing to this channel and these videos has us pretty consistently at the number 1 or 2 spot on the daily Family Feud rankings if you Google or YouTube search NHL Bets. So I really am appreciative of that. Make sure you continue to do so. Like these videos, comment on these videos, subscribe to the Odd Shopper channel, and then also come find me on social media. I'm seeing people trickling on Twitter, people trickling in on Instagram. It's great. It's helping me grow the stuff, which means a lot to me. And the more you guys do that for me, the more I put into the front of these videos, and I start thinking of funny stuff that I want to say.
How does my bookie always find my number?
Like the more you give me, the more I give you. I promise. It's like you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Notice that I tend not to mail in these NHL videos, the more that you guys keep flocking to them. So we got a good thing going here. Let's keep it going. I'll be back with you tomorrow. I'll talk to you then. Take it easy.